Greetings to all, and we appreciate your attendance today. So, let's kickstart our session with this great quotation. A strong personal brand turns reputation into influence. A very good morning to all the guests and dignitaries. In this capacity, as your host for the worldwide webinar on power of personal branding, I, Rashmi, the host, would like to take this opportunity to extend a hearty greeting to each and every one of you. It gives me a great pleasure to extend a warm hello to each and every one of you gathered here today. It is a huge honor for us to have someone of this caliber here whose involvement on the topic of power of personal branding adds so much value to it. So I would like to add few lines regarding this topic. The power of personal branding lies in its ability to shape perceptions and open doors. It's more than just a professional identity, it's the unique combination of skills, experience, and values that sets you apart from others. A strong personal brand allows you to control your narrative, build trust, and establish creditability in your field. It creates opportunities by making you memorable and influential, turning your reputation into a powerful tool that can advance your career, attract new connection, and leave a lasting impact. In today's competitive world, a compelling personal brand is not just an asset, it's essential. So, before I proceed further, let me take a brief moment for the introduction of my organization. SEMS Welfare Foundation, a registered non-profit organization, is dedicated to social impact across various sectors. We focus on education, particularly skill development and entrepreneurship. Through our initiative, Shakshayam, we have created training programs in IT, finance, retail, and entrepreneurship, impacting over 6,000 individuals. We are currently upskilling inmates in Haryana jails and collaborating with universities and colleges. We have also partnered with banks to place over 1,500 candidates in jobs. FEM leads another SEMS initiative empowers women through workshops and stories of successful female entrepreneurs. We conduct programs on digital literacy, marketing, and career development, reaching over 1,000 women across multiple states. This initiative recently reached a milestone of 100 women actively involved. In just a short time, SEMS has established itself as a force of positive change, equipping individuals with skills for employment and promoting women's leadership in various industries. Now, let me take this wonderful occasion to publicly present and welcome Dr. Shivanshi Singh ma'am, the keynote speaker for today's international webinar. I'm thrilled to welcome our today's esteemed speaker, Dr. Shivanshi Shikha ma'am. Ma'am is a dynamic and innovative personal branding strategist dedicating to helping CXOs and founders amplifying their business impact through the power of LinkedIn. With a deep understanding of content creation, social media marketing, and LinkedIn profile optimization, Shivanshi ma'am has carved out a niche as a consultant who transformed personal brands into industry leading personas. Her expertise lies in crafting compelling copy, driving engagement, and positioning her clients as thought leaders in their fields. As a LinkedIn strategist and mentor, she has proven track record of boosting online presence by up to 5x, enabling her clients to connect with their audience more effectively and achieving substantial growth. With a diverse background that includes roles as social media marketing manager, content writer, and podcast host, Shivanshi ma'am brings a wealth of experience to the table. Her work spans multiple industries into edtech to financial services, where she has consistently delivered exceptional results. Ma'am's approach is holistic, focusing not just on content and strategy, but also on providing personalized mentorship to ensure her clients' continued professional development. Always open to collaboration and new opportunities. Ma'am is proactive and dedicated consultant ready to embark on a transformative journey with those eager to elevate their personal and professional brand. There are many gems and diamonds in this world, and one of them is here today with us to build this event. With this note, I, Rashmi Singh, on behalf of SEMS Welfare Foundation, would like to give my heartiest welcome to Dr. Shivanshi Shikha ma'am with a huge round of applause for joining us today. Your presence has added to the significance of this event, and we are genuinely honored to have you here, ma'am. We are looking forward to an informative and enjoyable event ahead. Now, over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Rashmi, for such a warm welcome. It's such a pleasure to be here. Namaste, everyone. My name is Shivanshi Singh, and it's such a pleasure to be here. Certain corrections, Rashmi. Thank you so much for sharing this much about me. I don't hold a doctorate degree as of now, but soon I'll be getting one. And let's start with my introduction first, although you have already given my introduction. But yes, there are certain things that I would like to share with everybody here. So I started my journey back in 2019 as a freelancer. When I was in my college days, I utilized the platforms called Fiverr, freelancer.com, and places like that because as a student in college, all of us have this thing in our mind that we really want to earn. So from that place, all this entire journey started. And as of now, I work as the co-founder of Web Throttle Digital Marketing Agency. I have done my graduation from Symbiosis University of Applied Sciences. I was a topper during my school and college days. But to be very honest, being a topper into your domain really doesn't help you if you don't have the right amount of skill set. With same message, I would like to start today's session. Welcome, everybody. All right. Hello. So all of us have recently thought of this particular thing, branding, marketing. These are very prominent terms which all of us have already heard in the market. But have you ever wondered what personal branding exactly is? So to be more precise, personal branding is something which defines you far more beyond than your resume. For me, when I was, may I please know what all age group audience is here, Rashmi?
Ma'am, mostly around 20 to 23. I guess.
All right. Okay. So you all are from the same age group wherein I started my journey. So you will be able to resonate more. So the thing is that when I came to know about personal branding, I realized that personal branding is so powerful that it has the power to make people utilize and understand about your name even when you are not in that particular room. Personal branding is something which can be done and executed by anybody and everybody despite of what educational background you have, what career you have pursued. Think of personal branding as a reflection of your true self. As you see yourself in the mirror, you see a person who is very confident, who knows what he or she wants to achieve. Even if you are not sure about what you really want to achieve as of now, you will find out during the process. This entire session would tell you that what all career possibilities, career opportunities you have, and how you can be financially independent, even if you are in school, even if you are in college, if you are a working professional also, apart from your main job, you can earn certain other resources, you can earn from certain other places as well. Okay, so personal branding is basically the process of creating your own public image. If I say the name of Jeff Bezos, or Elon Musk. So all of us already know them that yes, Jeff Bezos is the CEO of Amazon and Elon Musk belongs to X, formerly known as Twitter. So the reason behind this, why do we know these names? It's because of their personal brand, their personal aura, which is so powerful that they have created a dignified image over these many years in the industry. And their name is just enough. Likewise, your personal brand is so powerful that if you create it the right way, your name would be just enough to get started with anything and everything around you. During my 5 years of this entire journey, I have learned that there is nothing which you cannot achieve if you are not dedicated towards it. Many of us might have goals, many of us might have failed in those goals. But you know what keeps you going on? Is the consistency, is the sheer desire that you really want to achieve something in your life. That's where personal branding begins. And you need to understand certain benefits which are involved with personal branding. It gives you career advancement. Like a compelling personal brand can open doors for many places. For me, by God's grace, I never wanted to do a 9-to-5 job and I never got into one, since I knew that there were certain things that I really want to achieve in my life and I really want to practice. And if I talk about 9-to-5, then it's also a very privileged thing which certain people do, and it really requires a lot of rigor to be very consistent, to show up daily. You know, have you ever wondered that if somebody, your boss, your senior, or your senior in the college, your school, your teacher, anybody, if they ask you to do something, you're very much punctual about it. For example, if they give you an assignment or a project, you'll make sure that you plan well and deliver it on the right date and time. Have you ever wondered, we as humans always show commitments for people who are not us. We show commitments for our elders, for our teachers, for our bosses, for our seniors. But why not ourselves? If you realize this thing, since I have realized this thing after 3-4 years of doing my journey. So if you realize this thing as of now, that if you are able to love yourself enough, if you are able to love yourself enough for your growth, for the goals which you really want to achieve, everything is possible. Believe me. And when you start working on personal branding, it begins to create credibility and authority. It's just like a credit card. If you have a credit card and you use it right way and you pay the bills on time, the bank is ready to give you more credit. Likewise, your personal brand is like a credit card. If you are ready to present your skill sets, if you are ready to tell the world that these are the things you are good at, you'll definitely get opportunities. And personal branding is such a thing that even if you're not looking for opportunities would definitely come to you, because it's an entire process wherein you unleash your skill sets, you realize what works well for you, what not, what interests you and what not. Apart from that, it gives you many networking opportunities. Recently, I have been awarded among the 40 influential content creators who create educational content in India by a forum. So, you know how this thing has come? Because of the consistency, which I have really realized over these years, that those consistency has brought up networking opportunities, brand projects, brand collaborations. We all like seeing actors, sports person, and many people like who do brand collaborations, and we really enjoy it, And when I was in college, I was also astonished by seeing that, wow, that's so nice that Sanya Mirza is doing this brand collaboration, Shah Rukh Khan is doing that brand collaboration, or Jeff Bezos is doing something. You know how they have developed these opportunities? Because they have networked on the right time with the right people, like-minded people. To be able to grow, you need to understand that your peers, your friends, whom you hang out with all the time, to be more precise in today's slang, you hang out with those people, right? So it can be your teacher also. It can be your mother, your brother, your sister, your friends, whosoever motivates you in such a way that both of you are working towards your goal. And there is this one very important thing which you need to understand, that it has got nothing to do with your age. Nothing. A person who is 18 years old can start their personal branding. A person who's 30 years old can start their personal branding as of now, and likewise goes with 50, 55, anything, any age. It's just that you need to have that faith in yourself. I'll give you some basic examples. For example, you are into your college. I'll give you an example of a student and a professor as well, how they can do their personal branding or how they can get benefits from their personal branding. If you do personal branding as a student, for example, you are good at writing, you may be good at sports, you may be good at music. But apart from your college, apart from your friends, do the other people around you know about this, that you are good at certain skill sets? Ask yourself that, are the other people apart from your college aware about your skill set? If no, then you need to work on your personal brand. Because see, if you work with a motive of earning from the beginning, that within 1, 2, 3 days you'll start earning like hell amount of money would come into your pockets. So that's not the case. It's a process. It's a consistent process, and it's no affiliate marketing that you will attach people with you and they'll create a chain and you'll earn all that. That's not the scene. It's you working for yourself. And eventually, when you'll start realizing that these skills are helping you a lot, it would definitely get you an increased income potential. So that's what the power of personal branding is. And let's come back to the example that if you are into music and anything like that, let's take an example of a very creative career, which is music, because not more people talk about this career. So if you are really nice at music, you know the lyrics, you know the track, and you know everything, and you want to guide other people in learning the same, how would you do that? It's simple. You just need to choose a place, a social media platform, wherein you can talk about this. It's not necessary that you're always online. You can even start networking offline also, in college tournaments, in events, even in your locality, in your neighborhood. And if I talk about a teacher, a professor who teaches their students, and if they feel that at certain point of their time, they in their life, they wanted to do something. Since my mom was a professor, she has been teaching applied mathematics for past 14 years. So I can relate with this thing that if you as a teacher, as a professor, feel that there are certain things that you really want to inculcate in your life, but you couldn't find any time, mark my words, the personal branding journey, if you get started it with today, may it be anything. You like teaching, you like doing anything. You just need to talk about it. You just need to talk about it to the people, to the right people, because it's really tough to understand who's right and who is not for you. It's just that you can just do a subtle pass on. Whenever you meet anybody, you can just talk about your skills and listen to theirs too. That's how communication and networking works. Okay, so how to begin with the process of identifying your personal brand? First, you need to understand, you need to give yourself that what are we all this very famous term of doing SWOT analysis. Okay, strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. We all must have done this somewhere or the other in our life, in for any project, for any case study. It's same. Do a SWOT analysis of yourself. Try to understand what all are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, what do you think is a threat to you, and how you can overcome it. Because there is nothing in this world which cannot be achieved. That's what I have believed, and that's what I have worked for. And I can say this because I had seen downfalls in my life. Like from the past 5 years, I am the only breadwinner in my family, and I take care of my family. And now I can say this proudly today because I believed in personal branding, the power of personal branding. And it didn't came to a 19-year-old kid. It didn't came so easily. I had to figure out different platforms, what would work for me and what would not. Okay. And before starting your personal brand, after knowing that what is your goal and what you really need to do, you need to understand the motive. Why do you want to get started with it? We may have different things. For example, somebody wants just to meet with new people. They like talking with new people. They just like connecting with new people. Second, you want to grow. You want to enhance your skill set. Third, you are looking for some extra side income as a student so that you can get that really favorite phone of yours, maybe some iPhone, maybe some MacBook, or something else. You just want to gift your parents a really nice watch, something like that. Anything it could be. A motivation can be anything as far as it's positive and you know that it's the right thing for you. Okay. So the next thing is that you need to understand that how you should begin with the process. First, you need to develop a message which helps you identify who you are. Whenever I go to certain places, if somebody asks me that what has got you till this place, how have you decided to start a company and get to a place where you are today, there's this very simple answer which comes to my mind real quick. I say that I'm a person made out of experiences because there was nothing which I have got in a plate all decorated and just to have it a bite. There was nothing like that. I have paved my path, and I believe each one of you listening to me right now can definitely do it. Second, once you have developed that what message defines you, you can be a really nice musician, you can be a debater, you can be a writer, you can be a marketer, you can be an analyst, you can be a consultant. See, there are many websites that can help you identify what interest. All you need to do is that just Google that how do I identify what career options interest me. You'll find certain tests, certain free tests. You can click to any of those tests, which would help you identify what is your personality apart from what you have already distinguished or learned as of now. Second thing comes is that choosing the right channels. For example, I like music, I like listening to songs and all that. And I'm trying to promote that on Twitter. I am trying to, which is known as X as of now, and I am trying to promote it on LinkedIn. Even I give my whole energy and everything into it, it won't work. You know why? Because that's not the right platform to get started with. Instagram is, YouTube is, because my audience is there. Likewise, when I started my journey, I have identified that I'm really very much into writing. I wrote a book on Wattpad, and then I started my journey from Fiverr. So my very first client, somebody told me that Fiverr is a really nice platform and you can get started with it if you want to make some side income or some pocket money, something like that. So I thought, why not? Let's give it a try. That time I had Canva. Canva was initially introduced into the market, and people were trying to understand that how it works and how it doesn't. So I made an account on it. I chose certain pictures, wrote about my skills. I wrote that I am a good communicator, I am a good listener, I can write in Hindi, I can write in English, whatever you want, because I was very much interested into writing essays and all that back in school when I was in 9th, 10th. So I really enjoyed writing essays, debates, and all that. So I had just put up a gig over there. And I was never expecting that any client would come up or anyone would come up and ask me. I quoted a price of $5 there on Fiverr. But I think after 1 month, somebody came and she told me that she wants me to write a small blog for her, a very small blog of like 100 to 150 words. And she'll tell me that what topic she wants me to write and all that. I said, all right, I'll deliver it. Allow me 24 hours. I was so happy and excited that the order came midnight, somewhere around 12. And I worked up till 4 a.m. and I submitted that in 4 hours because that was the very first gig in my life. And I was so excited about it. So the excitement was not about the money. The excitement was about that somebody trusts me, that somebody wants me to work for them. Oh, I can really do it. And when she told me that she really liked my work and everything, after that, when it was time of getting the payment done, she gave me extra $10 because she really liked my work. And I was so happy, like somebody who is 18 years old is getting something like that and $10 as a tip. So that was a really huge thing for me. Overall, I earned $15. That was the very first income of my life that I did. And I've never used those $15 in my life. It's still virtually kept there. I don't know when I'm going to withdraw it from there, but yeah, it's still always on my PayPal account just to remind me that from where I started. So, getting back to the right channels, if you are a content creator, you can always start from Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Medium, any platform which you feel is relevant and your audience would be there. Okay. And many people start doing personal branding with the pressure that they just want to do it. It's not anything that you want to be an IT, you want to ABC, any profession. It's not a force or pressure thing. You need to understand it's because you are doing it for yourself. You just want to do it for yourself. You want to reflect your true self. So just be authentic. Do not try to copy anybody. There is this very famous book and a favorite book of mine, Steal Like an Artist by Austin Kleon. Anybody who's into book reading, because I am so much into book reading and listening to podcasts. So this book talks about the fact that if you copy one person, you'll be called as a cheater or somebody who has just copied somebody else's idea. Nothing in this world is original apart from the discoveries which scientists do in NASA and their labs. Nothing is original in this world. We all have taken inspiration from somewhere or the other. It's just that we are not copying that person. We are taking inspiration. There's a huge difference and a very thin line in these two words which you need to understand. You need to understand that inspiration gives you ideas. If you read something, if you read a line that this 19-year-old kid made 1 lakh in a month and they did these steps, so they have followed these steps and this is how they have made this much amount of money. If you as XYZ person just try to go, for example, I take my own example, me as Shivanshi, I'll try to copy somebody else. For example, Rashmi has made this success and I want to copy her. So I cannot copy her. I'll just have to learn how she has followed the process, maybe by listening to her interview, maybe by listening to the article. I cannot copy her skill set. If I'm interested into it, maybe she's doing something that I really like, then yes, I can always learn it, but never try to copy anybody else's results, projects. You can always take idea and inspiration. So keep this in mind in your journey, and you'll not get results in 1 day, 1 month, or 2 months. You need to be consistent. You don't have to lose hope. When you start this journey, you have to have zero expectations from yourself. If you'll do that, you'll get better results. When I started, I had zero expectations. I never expected that somebody would pay me for writing some 100 to 150 words. So yeah, 5 years back, I used to charge 30 paisa for writing a word. Like we have, for example, we have 1,000 words article. Okay, I used to charge 30 paisa per word. Can multiply 30 paisa with 1,000 rupees and you'll get to know that I used to get this much amount. Okay. But now after getting this 5 years of journey down the lane, I am happily able to tell you that I've started charging 11 rupees per word for 1,000 words article. So this is something that I have made through these years. This is something that I have developed in myself through these years. And each one of you sitting in front of me right now can definitely do it. You can achieve it, and there is nothing which is impossible. Believe me, you'll find examples in front of you, many examples. Examples from the Olympics, examples from the film industry, examples from the media industry, examples in your locality. You'll get to know about people who have never lost hope and they have achieved what they really wanted to. We all must have heard of Harry Potter, right? Every one of you would have seen Harry Potter. Can I get a hands raise or anything, and so that I know that you guys have seen Harry Potter or not? Okay, Rimpa. All right. So, okay. So there are some people who have seen Harry Potter. So do you know the story of J.K. Rowling, the writer who wrote that? You know, she was rejected by 4 to 5 public publication houses when she wrote her book. Many people rejected her just because they thought that she is not the right person. She doesn't has that power to write. She doesn't have that power to convey. 4, 5, 6, 7, so many publications rejected her. If she would have sat at her home thinking that this is not meant for me, this is something that I can't do. So we all mustn't have known the name of Harry Potter series, the Harry Potter famous book series, the Harry Potter movie, anything. Same goes with us. Each one of us are human beings. If she can do it, then we can too. If I can do it, you can too. And if you can do it, everyone can do it. Believe me. All right. So you need to communicate and talk about your skill set. You just need to find people who have common interest. If you are into writing, you need to talk to a friend who likes writing, who's into speaking, who does communication or anything like that. You just need to get started. And once you know the like-minded people, once you start talking to them, sharing your ideas with them, listening to their ideas, you will learn that there are more people around you who are interested in the things which you want to really talk about. And to be able to communicate these things, you need to be onto the social media platforms. In today's scenario, internet is working like anything. Back are the days when we used to get 1 GB for the entire month, and that was enough for us. But now each one of us on an average have a 1 GB or 1.5 GB a daily plan. Make it a habit of listening to any podcast or any YouTube video, maybe just of 10 to 15 minutes. It has to be a topic which really interests you. Okay. Just choose any podcast, whichever you like, any podcast. If you want to improve your language, listen to any podcast which is in English or anything like that. Anything that really interests you. If you have, there are so many podcasts available on the internet. Apart from this, when it comes to learning a skill, many people ask me this question that do they really need to get a very high-end paid course? Do they really want to get into a really high enrolled courses? No, that's not the thing. I believe that 99.99% of the things are available over the internet for free. So never think of investing a single penny from your pocket to any course until unless it's really giving you some resultant, until unless it's really giving you something which is not present on the internet. Before getting any course, before getting enrolled into anything, always look for feedbacks, recommendations, go through their portfolios, go through their content stories, go to their table of content. Okay, just walk in, because you don't know there is a hidden analyst into you. Because when you want to get a new phone, you can analyze everything, the functionality, how much RAM it has, how much ROM it has, and the screen size, the display, whether it's AMOLED or not. Then why not? You can analyze everything, even a course also and the skill set also. Okay, just choose the right audience for yourself and channelize your audience. See, nobody achieves anything in one day. For example, you want to get started at Instagram, but you are worried what your friends would say, what your parents would say, that my child is doing something random stuff. I don't know what they're doing and what they're up to. Don't worry, just believe in yourself. Just do it for yourself. If somebody is teasing you, just block them. Very simple. Just block them. That's what I did initially when I thought that, okay, what my friends would say or something like that. Anybody who is like disturbing you from achieving your goal, just block them. Of course, virtually you are going to block them, not in person. Just block them virtually and start creating your brand on these social media platforms. Now, when we talk about financial independence, each one of us is not that privileged that we get financial independence like some silver spoon in our life. So each one of us want to achieve financial independence, no matter what our age it is. We know that how it makes us feel when we are able to get things of our choice. For example, I want something. I just have to think, oh my God, can I even get that thing? You need to make these thoughts achievable in your mind. You need to understand your potential. You need to enhance your earning potential. If you start doing your personal branding the right way, if you start talking about what you like, if you start upskilling, there's this very crucial point that you need to understand, that if you have learned a skill today, it's not important that the next very after very 1 month the skill would remain the same. The market keeps on changing. It keeps on changing dominantly, and you need to keep abreast with all the new trends going on. Okay. And to love your channels, you will find Facebook pages who are ready to work. There is platforms like Fiverr, LinkedIn, where you can talk about you can find relevant people who will help you achieve these goals. And never be afraid of asking that you want. See, as teenagers, as somebody who has left their teenage and getting into their youth, many of us must be egoistic about, I don't want to ask help for help. But if you learn this at this point of time in your age, there's nothing wrong in taking help. There is nothing wrong in trying to understand how things work out. Whenever we have doubt, we always go to our mother, right? That, Mom, this is something that I don't know. What do you think? Shall I be able to do it or not? Likewise, your mom must be going to your father or your grandparents. And sometimes they also come and discuss things with you. And how things get resolved, it's through the communication, it's through the talking you do to the right people. Whenever you take advice into your life, you just need to understand that the person whom you are asking for advice, whether they have achieved this much in their life or not, are they the right person or not? And anybody who suggests you that don't do it today, because I think you don't have enough amount of skills. I think nobody would watch you on Instagram. I think there are already so many creators. You'll not be able to make up. Don't listen to people like this. Because if everybody thinks like that there are so many creators today, we are living in the world of AI, where ChatGPT is doing everything. ChatGPT has definitely eradicated those people who were doing the common task. But for those, I'll talk about content writers, because ChatGPT is creating huge amount of content as of now. But still, people are ready to pay 1 lakhs, 50,000, 1.5 lakh, 2 lakhs to a content writer for 2 months or 1 month of work. You know why? Because they are looking for that personalized human touch, which AI can never bring to the table. As of now, in the upcoming 20 years, it won't. We never know about the future, but yes, that's not possible as of now. Third thing is that job security and flexibility. If you do your 9 to 5, fine. Sometimes our parents ask us for job security and reasons like that. That if you want to do freelancing, if you want to try this other side hobby, will you be able to make that much amount of money or not? Let me be very clear and precise with you. Freelancing doesn't require your 9 hours of the day. If you sit on one fine Sunday and just create a portfolio, just share your thoughts and all that over internet, that's also enough. You can schedule your content. And if you get a project, you can always bind off that project in 1 to 2 hours. I'm talking about the most typical projects. If you even get a coding project, even if you get a financial modeling project, that can also be done until unless you want to be a surgeon as your side gig. Yes, because there are many people who want to be doctors and then want to be surgeons also. They want to be so many things. So yes, you can try those things also. And long-term growth. Personal branding is like long-term investment. It's like the gold your parents buy. It's like the gold you might be buying in the near future. It's something that is going to bring results to you. It would never deteriorate. Its value would never go down. It's just that you need to be consistent with it. If you are very much thorough about what you really need to do, you can always get started. For example, if you have done something, you made your first post onto any social media platform and you want to understand that whether it is right or not. On every social media platform, there are people who are expert in what you are doing as of now. They're already expert in it. So you just need to understand that, for example, I want to write some lyrics. Okay. If I'm writing some lyrics, there is already somebody who has 5-10 more years of experience as compared to me. I can always go to ask for a feedback. They might not reply in one go, but you can always try. You can try asking to different people for feedback. Never be afraid in order to ask feedback. Never be afraid of what the other person would say about you. See, there are people who would come and say negative things in your journey, but it's on to you. You know that why you started this journey. You know what your goal is. You know why you want to achieve that goal. There might be different motivations for each one of us as individuals, but it's you who knows this. For example, you started making a painting, okay, a graffiti painting, and you have put up colors everywhere and all that. And suddenly your friend comes into your room and he and she is like, what is this? Why does it look so weird? At this point, what a normal person would do, they'll be like, seriously, does this looks weird? Do I need to change it? Shall I bring a fresh canvas and start painting again? No, you don't have to do that, dear. You know that why you started that painting. It's a graffiti. That's why the colors are all where everywhere. Your friend didn't knew that. You know that why the colors are sprinkled everywhere. Likewise comes with your goals in your life. If anybody comes and pokes you in between or nudges you in between that you're not doing it right, it's not bringing the right amount of results, tell them that I have faith in myself and I'll definitely get results one day. Not today, not after 1 month, but yes, maybe after 6 months, I'll get the results. But you need to be consistent. You cannot expect that everything can happen in one go. Develop your online presence slowly, create content thrice a week. If it's difficult for you to plan things, sit on Sunday, take 2-3 hours of time, plan the content, whatever you want to share, create 3 posts of it, schedule it on any social media platform, and start posting. See, when you start posting or sharing your thoughts, you need to go and check out the content of like-minded people. You need to engage with their content. You need to share your thought processes. If you do this, other people would come to know that you are also interested into this. They'll be happy to know about your thoughts. They'll be happy to share their thoughts with. Personal branding is really a very important process in your career. Okay. And personal branding can be done by anybody and everybody. If you follow these simple tips of understanding what exactly your personal brand is going to give you, you can definitely achieve heights. Your personal brand would always make you stand out from the crowd. People would know that, yes, this is this person. For example, this is somebody. I'll take Rashmi's example since I have heard her voice as of now. But yeah, if I talk about Rashmi's name, and if somebody says that Rashmi is going to be in this room, so I already know that if she has created her personal brand, what Rashmi is good at, how I can approach Rashmi. Likewise goes with each one of us. If you create a personal brand that would speak for you in an empty room where even you are not present, there are other people, they'll speak about you for your brand. They'll speak about the fact that what you are good at. Okay. With this note, I would like to wind off this session. And are there any question answers? After this question and answer thing, I have a little surprise for you all that also we'll discuss about. But I would love to know if any thoughts, any questions, anything is there.
Hello, madam.
Yes, sir.
Hello, madam. I'm GD Garg from HL Lucknow. I want to know, I'm 72 years old.
Yes,
What
sir.
personal brand I should create?
Okay, sir. Sir, first I need to understand what thing you really like. Is there anything which interests you? What
I'm
is
a
your
poet.
hobby? What do you like?
I'm a poet. I have written about 300 poems. Secondly,
Okay.
I attend webinars and quizzes. I have got 5,000 certificates, e-certificates.
That's really nice, sir. If you want to create your personal brand, you can create your personal brand into poetry writing only. Okay. You can start writing new pieces of poetries or poems and publish them online. And if
That
you
I'm doing.
start doing it today,
I'm doing it
you're already
for,
doing,
for
sir.
last so many years.
What platform
Yesterday, I
is
was
it?
having a meeting of retired persons in HL. I spoke 2 poems. They appreciated that one. So everywhere,
That's
whenever
really
I
nice.
get the opportunity, I narrate my poems.
You are already building your personal brand, sir,
Okay.
by
So,
sharing these opportunities and narratives. You know, if somebody would ask me that, do you know a poet who's really nice? Then I know, I'll remember your name. I'll
okay.
definitely recommend you. Any like with your friends, the people
Okay.
whom you talk to.
Thank you
So
very much.
it's more about word of mouth. You're welcome, sir. Any
Okay,
other
thank you.
question?
On behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to express my hearty vote of thanks to our outstanding speaker, Singh ma'am. Today, we got the opportunity to listen to an interesting and thought-provoking discussion on power of personal branding. The amount of expertise and passion displayed by Singh ma'am really enhanced our grasp of the topic. Ma'am skillfully imparted her knowledge, leaving us with insightful conclusion and motivational concept. Her interesting presentation captured our attention and motivated us to learn more. We appreciate the effort they put into preparing this enlightening session. So now let's begin with the Q&A session. The first question is from Maria. That is, how do I identify my personal value for me to be able to identify my personal brand?
Okay. So thank you so much for the question. To be able to understand what your value is, you need to understand, just think three things in your mind, that what three things you like about and you'll never get tired of talking about. It can be any three things. And those three things can be the three pillars of your personal brand. If somebody asks me what I like talking about, I like talking about content. I like talking about market analysis. I am into finance as well. I like talking about the current trends going on in the industry, the sci-fi trends, the technology wise. Likewise, each one of us has something or the other we love to talk about. So you can get started with that one thing. It's really simple. Just get started with that one thing which really interests. That's from my side, that you can get started with that very one thing.
Thank you, ma'am, for addressing this question. Our next question is, what if we are being consistent but not seeing results?
That's what I told you, that you can be consistent, but there are many people, many famous artists, many famous YouTubers. If I talk about Jeff Bezos, who is the CEO of Amazon, who is a very among the top rich personalities in the world. He started with a very small storage place by selling secondhand books. You know what we call storeroom in our houses these days. He had that kind of place, and he started at the age of 40 somewhere. And if he would have thought this, that he has started this journey right now, and what if he keeps on selling the books and nobody buys it? If he keeps on thinking like that, then he wouldn't have been at this place right now. It's so you just need to be consistent. See, you will not get the results, but you need to stay motivated. You need to know why you started. Whenever you lose hope, you need to understand that why you started. You wanted something and now you are in the process. We don't start walking all of a sudden after getting out of our mother's womb, right? There is certain time duration which is required, which makes you get into it. Just keep on nourishing yourself with skills, with knowledge, and things would happen. Don't worry, it would definitely happen.
Yes, ma'am, surely. Our next question is, what advice would you give to when a person just starting to build their personal brand?
There are two key things that I've been talking about throughout this session. Number one is believe in yourself. Number two, be consistent. That's all. That's the mantra. That's what I have done in these past 5 years. That's what has made me come to this place as of now. So that's the thing.
Our next question is, what are the common personal branding mistakes to avoid?
Okay. So there are prominent mistakes. There are these prominent mistakes. Number one is that do not try to replicate anybody else's work. Number two, when you start with your personal branding, you need to understand the vision of your personal branding. You need to have a clear picture that why you are doing this, who you are targeting to. Because if you are targeting the artist in the industry, you cannot go and showcase your work to the content writers. Third and very important thing is that you need to choose the right platform. And there are many articles, many YouTube videos available on how to understand that, how to choose the right platform. Since I chose LinkedIn for myself, I knew that I am good at something which is available on LinkedIn, and people on LinkedIn would love that. I think over 6 months, I gained 15,000 plus followers on LinkedIn. And I was trying to be consistent. I was not expecting this much amount of love, which that platform has really given me. My major source of revenue is from LinkedIn. So you just need to keep these three things in mind, that you choose the right platform and you do not try to replicate or just copy anybody's work. Third, there are so many online videos, portals available from wherein you can learn.
Yes, ma'am. I think there's a question from Anshika and she has raised her hand. So, Anshika, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yes, Rashmi, thank you.
Hi,
It was such a wonderful session, ma'am.
thank you.
I want to ask that I create content on social media, but
Okay.
every time when I start my journey, maximum time I struggle with consistency because of my busy schedule. I am an MBA student.
Okay.
Every time when I feel like I will be consistent, my busy schedule stuck, and I don't know why it happens. But every time I feel like I will be posting 3 videos per week. It doesn't happen because of my busy schedule. So, like, how can we cope up with this problem, and like, what can I do for that?
Okay, there is this very simple question which I'll ask you. In the 7 days of the week, what is that one day when you feel that you have at least 1 hour for yourself?
We on weekends.
On weekends, right? And what kind of content do you create? Like
Uh,
what use
On
take
basic like skincare, on beauty. I have collaborated with many brands like Nivea, Mama Earth, Ecologica.
That's
I have
really
very
nice. We have a
yeah.
really nice influencer amongst us. That's really
Thank you, ma'am.
okay. So just take out 1 to 2 hours of time on the weekends, okay? And
Okay.
then you record your skincare videos and for example, you just want to talk about a brand. For example, you want to talk about that Mamaearth very famous face tint, which I also like. So you can just record a short video, edit it on Saturday, Sunday itself, and schedule it for the week, okay? You'll be able to make 1 hour of time. I know that's for sure. You'll be able to do it because sometimes you know that you want to meet a very favorite friend of yours. You take out time, right? Whenever you are very busy, but still you know that your friend is important to you. You take out
Yes,
time.
ma'am.
Likewise goes with your family. So you will have to love your passion the same way you love your beloved people in your life. If you'll do that, the process is very easy. You are already very talented. I can feel that.
Thank you,
So
ma'am.
just believe in yourself and just try to take out half an hour, half hour on Saturday, half hour on Sunday. And eventually, you know, you will not realize that when that half an hour has changed into 3 hours of a day on the weekends, because you will start loving what you are doing. I know you are loving it right now as well, since you have done so many collaborations and all, but that would be one of your most prominent loves of your life, okay? As I feel about my passion, as I feel about my career.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Thank you, ma'am, for answering her questions. So, our next question is from Ranjan. He is asking, how can someone balance personal branding with privacy, especially in the age of social media?
Okay. So your concern is regarding the privacy. Many of us don't want to share our faces. I was amongst those people who really didn't wanted to show up my face. And I really did showed up my face for past 4 years. I was very much about this thing. I had this thing in mind that the world is too cocky outside. I can't do it. I can't show my face and they'll be like, oh my God. I got this thing. I got diagnosed with PCOD. So I have gained a lot of weight. So I thought that I'll not be able to work that way. I'll not be able to show my face. I'll not be able to take my podcast, which is Grow with Shivanshi. I do podcasts with other successful people in the industry to learn from their journey. So you can start with faceless work. Okay. Any niche can be done on a faceless basis. There are so many AI softwares which will talk for you, which will work for you. Okay. Even if you are in a place wherein you have to show your face, you don't actually have to. If you are talking about some skincare products, you can just showcase on your wrist. There are many people in the industry who just hold their phone like that and click pictures. You must have seen such influencers, right? On Instagram or YouTube. They just don't want to reveal their identity, but yes, they want to groom you about their looks and how you can groom yourself for the same. There are many ways if you will try to find out. You can go for faceless content creation. You can go for faceless video making also. You can just dub your voice into any content with the help of AI softwares like DALI, ChatGPT, and Midjourney. So many softwares are there. You can always utilize them. There's a very famous, I'm not able to get his name as of now. There's this very famous YouTuber who wears a white mask on his face, you know. He started creating his channel with a white mask and he has somewhat, I think, around 3-4 lakh followers, subscribers on YouTube. And the reason he started with that mask channel is that his audience asked him that I really want to share content, but I don't want to show my face. He started his I think within 1 year, he was close to 3 lakh subscribers. So it's really your talent what matters until unless you are in a show business industry where it's really important for you to show your face. Okay. So you can find out different ways. And you can always Google it up. We always go to Google for ideas and all. There are so many ideas available. Instead of Googling, I would recommend you to just go and type on YouTube, faceless business ideas, faceless personal branding ideas. You can always do that. See, you need to understand that your personal branding is not associated with your face. It's associated with the skills that you bring to the table. Just do that. Be thorough with your skills and you can always showcase that.
So our next question is from Anjali. She is asking how to attract the target, the audience in personal branding.
For this, you need to understand that what you really want to get started with. For example, I like creating content for the beauty industry. Okay. So I just have to find out what are the top 3 people in the beauty industry doing, what content they are sharing, okay? And top 3 people of my own niche who have recently started, what content they are sharing. You have chosen 6 people in the industry now, 3 top people and 3 medium people, just like you who have recently started. Now you can check out their posts or the content which they share. If you see more amount of like and engagement on their content, for example, if we talk about the beauty industry, somebody likes talking more about the skincare apart from doing the makeup. So I know that skincare is working well, right? And I can tell the skincare part that yes, this is how you apply the serum, this is how you apply the lotion, and how things go on. Likewise, if you want to talk about makeup, then you can talk about that. So it's entirely on to you. You just need to figure out what's working in the industry. You know, Kapil Sharma, the comedy circus, he started journey from comedy circus, and each one of us know him, and now he's on Netflix, one of the very prominent and high-end paying platforms. His 10-12 years of journey, and now this very famous stand-up comedian Zakir Khan, now he's coming on Sony Live channel. What he has done, he has just find out that from his industry, from the comedy industry, from the stand-up comedy industry, this is what is possible. Once he came onto the Kapil Sharma show, and he said that he's taking himself he's taking inspiration from Kapil Sharma. He said it 1 year back, and now he's coming on Sony Live on the same platform which launched Kapil Sharma's show years back. So you just need to find out the people who are into your industry and are doing the same work which you really want to do. That's simple. You can always take inspiration, as I already said.
Thank you, ma'am. There's one more question from Shrishti. She's asking, what are the key elements of a strong personal brand?
Okay. So the key elements of a strong personal brand is number 1, that you know what goal you want to get. Okay. Number 2, you need to identify your content creation pillar. This pillar again consists of those 3 things which really interest you. You can always talk about them. Third is never get worried about the format. Don't get bothered that somebody else is creating very much finely edited videos or writing finely edited content. Don't compare yourself with anybody else's journey, okay? That's the simple thing. And fourth is never stop learning. That's the key and most crucial element. Never stop learning. If you think you are thorough with the industry as of now, you are not right, because there's somebody else also who is far more better than you. It's not about comparing. It's about understanding that how crucial learning is. We all have studied ABCD in our school and college. In our school days, when we were in KG1, nursery and all that, we have studied ABCD. But have you ever wondered that if you wouldn't have practiced writing words and sentences till date, English wouldn't have been your secondary language, which you are very much thorough with today? So you just need to be consistent, practice well, and keep leveling up. By leveling up, I mean that keep learning new things. What is going on in the industry, and that's how you can just sort everything with respect to personal brand.
Thank you, ma'am. There's one question from Ghanshyam Das Garg, sir. If vision gets changed, how to pursue another brand?
Okay. If the vision gets changed, there is no problem. But you just need to be sure that why your vision changed. You just need to ask yourself 3 questions. Why did you change your vision? What is interesting you into your new vision? And are you ready to leave your previous vision and start working on this one? If the answer to these 3 questions is yes, you can always change your vision. There is nothing wrong in changing your vision. I am a finance graduate. I still aim to get into the investment banking industry. There is nothing wrong. I'll always keep my passion of this social media, of this content creation in my heart. And I can pursue other things too, because nobody is restricting me and nobody would restrict you either, sir. There are so many things that you can do, and it has got nothing to do with your old vision, with your old motivation or anything. You can always get started. You can always get started today, as of now, at this moment. So that's all.
There's one question from Dr. Premanand, sir. What are your views on digital impression on personal branding? And is personal branding good for female students?
I think personal branding, I would start addressing from the last question, whether personal branding is good for female students or not. Because many of us, our parents or our elders, think that personal branding is related to the glamour industry. It is not related to the glamour industry. So it's safe for everybody. Anybody and everybody can start with personal branding, and it's safe. See, if you are in any industry, if you think that 9 to 5 job is the safest place for you, then it's not, because you would come across people who will make you feel unsafe, even into your 9 to 5, even in your business. Because I have come across people who tend to have this negative aura around you to make you feel uncomfortable. You will find people like these everywhere. And if I talk about personal branding and the digital impression, so you know what you are giving out on the internet. There are so many. If you will be afraid about that, you are leaving your digital footprint everywhere and anybody can access that information. Even I had this thought process until 3 years back when I didn't started my podcast, when I didn't started showing up my face. I was that very shy and introverted girl who really didn't wanted to show up her face because of these concern reasons, these privacy reasons, these security reasons. But I'm sitting, it's not the fact that I have never come across any, I'll call that person monkey, any monkey in my life. But yes, so it's just that you have to be strong enough. You have to be ready to face everybody in your life, because you cannot stay in your cocoon here. I means that the place where you feel very much comfortable, you feel that you are secure. If you want to achieve something, you need to like get out of that velvet flooring of yours and keep your foot on the thorns too. If you are right, then nobody can prove you wrong. I know it's the world of AI, anything can be made and created. Even fake personalities can be created. But you just need to believe in yourself and stay confident. Nobody can defeat you. If anybody is trying to defeat you, there are ways that you can surpass that person and tell that person that stay in your limits. Don't mess with me. Until unless you have given that person this much authority that they come and bombard your personal and privacy and security in your life. It's safe for women. It's safe for everybody who wants to do it the right way. Do not glamorize it. It's about your skill sets. Do not try to flaunt anything. Just be honest. Just be true to yourself. That's all.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for answering all the questions asked by the participants. We really appreciate your excellent guidance, ma'am. Once again, I express my gratitude and thanks to Shivanshish Singh, ma'am, for sparing time uh, from her hectic schedule to impart information to us. We are speechless by your invaluable presence at this session. You provided an in-depth analysis of the subject and shared some fascinating information. We shall bide our time for further such events to advance our personal and collective knowledge. Additionally, I want to thank everyone in the attentive audience for their smart questions and active involvement. This event is considerably more meaningful because of your participation.